having a market being down or being in a bear market, it just means that cards are more accessible. I've preached this before. It just means that whatever card you want, whatever card you're looking for, you can go, it's more attainable now. Let's say you only have $100 to spend for cards. Well, now your options for what you could spend that $100 on greatly improved on. Like if you go back to 2020 or 2021, your $100 is not getting you much. It'll get you some base cards, it'll get you some cheaper cards, but like a base Joe Burrow card was like a base Prism Joe Burrow was like 100, 150 back in the day. Base. I want to say I even saw a peak north of 200. It's like reverse inflation here in society. Inflation's up what? I don't even know what percent, 15% over the past few years. Whereas the hobby, it's like reversed inflation. Whereas $100 got you less a few years ago compared to today, what $100 can get you. If that makes sense, I really think that's a really good way to kind of compare it. You look at, the economic society today, where if you have $100 today, that gets you far less than what $100 got you 3, 4 years ago, in real world, not just the hobby. So think of it like that. It's like reverse inflation. Like the prices in the market's coming down. It just makes things more accessible. Why wouldn't we want the market in these percentages of cards or types of cards to be down? Again makes it more affordable. It makes it easier to sell because now we have a card that's worth $80 instead of $200. $80 is way easier to sell than $200. At least in my experience. At least, and that's why I don't sell a lot of cards over like $300. I'm just throwing everything. Without Ricky, I'm all over the place here in this video because I'm just talking. I don't have time to breathe. So I'm just arms everywhere. I'm just going, going, and going. That's why I don't sell many cards over $300 is because more often than not, my average customer, my average clientele coming in is not looking to spend $300 on one specific card. Maybe they want to spend $300 total, but they want to grab a box, a pack of this, some cards of that, maybe a mystery bag, whatever it may be. So that's like when I think of it, it's like, again, $300 gets me a lot more now than it did 3, 4 years ago in this hobby. I just don't understand why people aren't excited about that. Like, people look at like, oh, it's down. The prices of the cards are crashing. Oh, they're not the same what they used to be. It's like, I understand your pessimistic point of view, probably because you bought it for $300. Now, a couple years later, because you sat on it, maybe you didn't put the work in, maybe you priced it too high, is now worth 150, which is less than half of less what you paid for. And that's why you think the market is down and crashing and burning. No, 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 no. I think we're in a great spot right now. I think the hobby's in a really good spot. And people say that, oh, people aren't into it anymore, that, it was a phase and people are out of the phase. And I tell people this: go to a big card show, not a local card show, a regional card show, whether it's like a Mohegan or a Quincy. Go to the national. Let me know if the market is down, if the market is dead, if it's crashing and burning at the national. And I've made countless videos the past couple years about the national. And I want you to let me know if you still think that the market's down, the market's dead, the market's crashing. And like maybe, just maybe 2022 national is a little bit of an outlier because people still had like stimulus money, government money. People were still running the high off of, getting that free money. But in 2023 is really when the hobby really shifted and changed away from COVID. Obviously not completely away from COVID, but there was less people in the hobby in 2023 than there were in 2022. There's less people in the hobby in 2024 than there was in 23 and 22. But I think we're weeding out, is going to sound bad, but I don't mean it bad. Like the negative people, the negative Nancy's, is we're weeding those out. People that only care about the business side of it, people that only want to take your money and don't care about you. I think people that were just in it for a minute, the flippers, I think a lot of those who weren't able to make money anymore or weren't able to continuously make money or were losing too much money, I think those people are weeded out and we're starting to see more collectors, more people enjoying the hobby, maybe even more successful people actually flipping and doing all that stuff. People who have actually made successful businesses that serve a better purpose. And I'm very excited for this year's national too. I'm not going to try to dive into a national conversation here because I have a video coming out on Wednesday, actually, that the Nationals 90 days away, guys, 3 months away. That's insane. That's insane to me. And I really think that I think this National is going to be a huge tell because it's in Cleveland. It's not a busy area like Chicago, like the National was last year. But we're gonna see. We're really going to see what this National shows in terms of this true state of the hobby.